Hi again. So,
And? What happened? Oh, man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Yeah, Lloyd is right. Let's get back.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
I guess it's not a mass.
Everyone is... Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? A programmer? That's odd. What was she like?
What a pity. That's my favourite.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you...
Unity! Dance!
And you can't just evict her?
Look at you.
No, Noid. He's right. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and...
The lines in the dark.
At least Crabman seems...
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like anodic dance music?
Egghead cannot believe what you just said.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? Oh, man! But the drug lab was like an integral part of getting...
For me, it was my favourite part. Chemistry's great. Besides, imagine all the drugs we could do if we had... I mean, anodic music is great and all, but drugs, they make you feel really good. When did you last pull out that stick, Lawman? You'd absolutely love drugs. They'll make you feel transcendent.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
The lodge?
Good morning!
Huh? Yeah. Gotta... See? Our signs are way off. Yeah. I suck at socialising, man.
Hello again.
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Easy. When our research is done...
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
She thinks about it.
All right. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. No, that's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization.
In his defense, it was simply...
Okay, but still. It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on.
She's making it.
The backup itself is destroyed now. But I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact...
Hold on. If it's called an offside copy, then why is it
Oh god, not this again.
basement? Sounds like it's
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong. We clear? Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. In the giant ice bear fridge.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying,
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? Joisa. Of course. Our project lead, Suliswov, like it would have made a difference. The offside copy was perfectly safe when the data lost. And the heads... I won't even get into...
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream make. The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means. Because she's from Martinez. And people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil. No. She literally started...
The lieutenant coughs.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my term... Thanks. And here's my Kvalsund multitool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the... Yes? Thanks.
Hi, anything I can help you with?
You've graduated to Lawbringer now?
So what brings you here, Lawbringer? A fishing village on the seashore. The sign on the street leading here is, "The name is Lillian. People call me Nat."
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Let's see. Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Oh? Well, how can I assist you? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids. I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to...
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Wood. Pieces of bottled drugs also. Lost...
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly. Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, from time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And what makes you think we haven't? That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that. No one wants. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one gone.
The harbour seawall endures the wash of the freezing waves. Many things wash up against it and onto the...
It absolutely does not.
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a... Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles. Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday.
No, ma'am.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny...
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow...
In time, when the sea turns and...
Waves wash the... My prediction, it will be at least 2 days. This is it, the scene of the party, the fire pit, cigarettes and empty bottles all looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles.
Looks like it. Not as such, no.
Banged up motor carriage. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez?
It appears to be so. I agree. We should
You get a sudden sinking feeling. The motor carriage is properly stuck. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin. The logo is too deep in murky water.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably. Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
I did not. But let's wait for the low tide.
Great idea. Then we can get...
I don't know. An hour or 2 tops?
As you sit down in the old... The hinges creak. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant. The tune on... The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. 2 birds. The wind blows. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a time. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I'm pretty sure I told you already, didn't I? My dad and mom are both half Serlite.
clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the...
Yes,
It is a simple and rugged... Yes, 41.
it's as if he knows what it stands for. Does he know something about that speed racer?
But it could also be the number of a police...
A massive pit opens up in your stomach. And no, just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
There were never any street racers. It was always... I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea, right? Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off. People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
Well, it isn't. That is very unlikely. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new... Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean...
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before... Yes, let's go take a look.
A police badge on which you...
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two... You see a photo. The man keeps winking it. But the badge... 8. Maybe. What do you think? The badge in your hand.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name.
A name like armor.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harry.
The badge in your hands shine.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RC. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, there are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your... And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant. Décomptage is the hierarchical system.
The countdown is modeled after
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then kings like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank. You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite. No, I've been putting up with you. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge. Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary. Good.
such a small yet precious...
That's just the serial number. Revachol
The numbers are not there for good measure.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you... A new badge usually comes with...
You're pretty sure you weren't doing...
Yes, it's the designation of... It's a tough station to work. But then again...
Roberts, Foyer, he knew all the badge in your hand. It takes you a moment. The reeds, the trap field, no locust, no phasmid either. But still.
Well...
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which... Okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude.
The little silvery knob holding the... You could ask her about this when you get the time.
Oh, you don't...
Ramblings.
Darling,
Measuring things is important.
You were a child, my dear. Real.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar note.
I'm getting ahead of my...
Betoncourt.
The strangest... I didn't know this can happen. I tried, but I ran back home to... For years, it was a story
We were on a date.
It did, yes.
The way it moved, the colour. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Our first, yes.
Not all of them. There is...
It's hard to say.
What if it is the case?
How could she? Going mad.
So she couldn't have...
That's true, yes. You trying to tell us you saw...
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just...
Oh, good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
No locusts?
That's not...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is...
She's engaging in a well...
Of course.
Yes. The fantastic...
Another trip to the reeds.
I appreciate your Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us.
Heartfelt gratitude.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here.
No. Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so...
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric ice squeaks beneath your Kvalsund malt, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get strong. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. This orange machine.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing.
She smiles and nods. Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches...
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
The worn map features the your finger finally coming to... Several maps. The maps look old and faded.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the... They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is not... Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
Just an ordinary... The door is closed again. Nothing to do here anymore. You hear someone inside, walking. The door is... You hear someone. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may... I'm afraid they're closed. It says here... Anything else, Detective? One moment. Can you please describe the body?
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell.
Any signs of violence? No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly type.
What about his belongings? Did you... Any information on the library card? Good. You have a... Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case? I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this lab. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you? Not yet. But I was able to... 57...
In the cabin. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
Yes, for sending mail.
You drop the white envelope in the... About a week's worth of mail as collected. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slip.
All right, let's go back to Everard.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad. Calling. Still call.
Video Revershal, 24-hour video rental. We rent...
The voice of a youngster on the other.
Video Revershal is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. No. Sir, I don't know. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Let me fire up the machine. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from no... it's not an easy... No wonder no one's been missing it.
On the corner, Tiny Hill. The call is... Before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last.
Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today? The Golden Boy returns once more. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Well done, sire. You don't know his full plan. Perhaps he expected trickery. Perhaps the signatures weren't important. The point is, do not think you're ahead of him.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is...
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one...
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun. The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and...
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
As I said, she's a character. I didn't...
We might be looking at someone with a medical history.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast, the one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous.
She will be there from 2200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead. Why a war?
And what do you have to gain from...
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just the more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They may... Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, we're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates,
The word fuck rings like a gun.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce...
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Tits from her arsehole.
Actually, no, it's not.
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. It's already happening. 2,370...
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How...
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words, with renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership.
That's
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. King. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities. The company thinks transporting these chemicals
in bulk shipping.
We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry.
Benefit is a children's cold medicine.
And the kids on the street can get speed and...
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of...
He's basically admitting to it.
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry. You don't get side... Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little... I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight. Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinez. We're way past specific union members now. You can bother Leonard with that.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big...
Great, Harry, great. I think we've truly built a bridge between... This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something... Oh, I know everything about you, Harry, and the word on the street is your memory is a bit... Hey...
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion.
So good to hear that, Harry. However, if you would have a spot of memory trouble, well...
Words flow. I guess word is already... It's just a brown folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind?
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man, do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend. Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. Yes, you seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now...
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
Ah, this? My friends in your organ...
This translates into...
I find that very...
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you, because it's not a...
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the arse...
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau.
That means he doesn't... A pity. The mystery of you.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
It's you again. What is it? A witness? You ain't.
That's just cop tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already.
Well, let's.
He's not alarmed by the sudden. This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if.
MI is short for moral intern.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. The last copper.
It's you assholes that feel.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbell.
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
We were drinking. When we got.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene Theo.
Those flaccid MI cocks.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry.
Shanky, it's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynch.
You don't.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
Some witness. I pulled.
You don't have to go to school. You're doing a hell of a job.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
Always a pleasure to... I mean, officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I was ashamed of what I did. And
We're not detecting falsehood, sire.
Gary.
I took the hangman's cuirass. I know.
Shame on you. Give the cuirass to the Gary didn't mean to interfere with your investigation officers. He's just thick-headed and poor as dirt. But he's always helped us, given us a place to stay.
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union...
This is all he knows.
Because I was weak.
He's a scaredy cat.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was... So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those... Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the...
It's okay. It was a loose end.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man.
They were thoroughly conservative men. He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view, but so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
Okay, well, this is actually a nice bird. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bring...
It's not actually about that, but he...
Again?
I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol.
What was with that, sir?
Well,
Cut the shit. Every second you stand here running your mouth, the case...
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
I've got nothing to say.